fallen angels, it's all deity worship. It's all deity worship. I'm gonna get up on this sun and tell you about this sun god they got up here, which is really the devil. This is what Sunday worship is all about. This is what Sunday worship is all about. When we was kids, I used to look at these little sun faces real funny, and they used to be kind of creepy. And I found out why when I found out the truth, because I was elected to do so. And I thank my father, Apbt, right now at this given moment. I get one more good look at it. They used to be on the BB&T, calendars, and the moon used to be in the little detailed face like that too. That's nothing but deity worship. That's what helped get the Africans from all over diaspora, all over the world, in the land of their captivity, whether it be in London, whether it was in India, whether oh shit, they just came home. I don't give a fuck. But anyway, whether it be in India, England, over the West Indies, and of course in America. That's what got us over here. Judah had a personal relation. I got to get into the book of Judah. I have been taught lessons on it by true prophets of the Most High Yah. And but I got to get into. I got to finish the book of Maccabees first. I got a lot of our ancient scriptures, like I was telling my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? He could save a lot of money by just getting a Sefer, but shit, I got it now, and I still got to get a Sefer Bible. But yeah, what that's about is that's the deity known as the sun god, and that's how in the ancients, the Egyptians and the Moabites, the Philistines, were no white people on earth, and that was their when they wanted to be mischievous and not go by the laws and the dietary laws and the laws of our land and the laws of that were created for us by the Most High, so we could prosper and you know, be protected forever. That's the route they went, with the petty sorcery of the sun god, which is really a deity worship for the devil, the one y'all call Lucifer. You guys are lucky. That's where that word derived from. Lucky Lucifer. But that's the deal on that, man. I'm gonna be showing a lot of deities. Like I said, I'm gonna get into some of these restaurants as well. I'm gonna get some of these hotels. I was actually staying in that extended hotel. It was alright. I made the best of it, but they were really, really racial out there. It's an older guy. I'm gonna show you out there looking right pitiful. I'm gonna put the camera right in his face, man. He harassed me the whole time I was out there. Man, they just did me greasy, man. Like, they kept charging me the same fees over. I had so much money I had stacked up from on the east side, and all this coincided when I had you know, came into what I am to now. And I put enough money up to stay there for a while and not have to worry about it, because I had the money to do that. And they just made it real hard for me. Well, taunting me with the races. Well, you feel like it's sad how reprobates, and they can ride this to the end. They'll still ride with it to the end when the count returns and act like racism doesn't exist. And you know what I'm saying? And then you got the saddest Negroes that'll be turning the cheek on genocide and things like that. But back to the sun god. That's what Jesus is about. That's what Amen is about. That's what Zeus was about. You know, all you Christian people, idolaters. You know, that's what it's all about. That's the trick of the world. That's why the Christianity stems from religion. And the Pope, the gay Pope, faggot lamb boys, and little boy lovers, they always had it set up for you to worship a deity. And of course, false idolatry was brought here by the fallen angels. And Lucifer, some call him Lucifer. So you guys are so lucky, lucky Lucifer people. And that's what their game has always been. They came here for worship. They played whiteface. You know what I'm saying? They played whiteface. They were, you read different chapters of the Bible, which is crumbling apart for the people who just were elected to be able to use their common sense. You know what I'm saying? That's all the elect is, because it's falsehood in the Bible and the slave inserts and all that fuckery they did to it is common sense, but the sorcery is so, which is wearing off. The sorcery is so, they fought a lot of animals and stuff that had a strong sorcery and delusion to it. And it's all about deity worshiping. That's why not too many weeks ago, they were stressing about Easter. Well, that was some months ago, stressing about Trump talking about they could be able to celebrate Easter. You know, that's the worship of Ishtar, the Eastern Stars. I'm gonna get into the Eastern Stars. I'm gonna get into Masonics, but yeah, that's what it's all about. But,
Were you looking for something a while ago?
no, I'm just making a documentary. Just making a documentary on y'all nice yard ornaments and stuff like that. And like I saw your antique bikes and stuff like that. I don't mean any harm. I'm a neighbor in the neighborhood.
All right.
All right, thanks, man. See what I'm saying? Shit, it is what it is. I'm making a documentary. I should have told him spank too, but I don't got my dog. Shit, fuck it. What the fuck, shit. Whatever. Hey. I'm not looking for that. I'm not trying to get in your house, man. I see you got the deity over there. Oh, and these Mexicans, I'm gonna show y'all plenty of those. Oh, these Mexican skeleton deities. Oh, wow. Even advertised with Corona. It's all about it, man. I'm gonna show y'all these bars and stuff. That's like I told you, that's why the Texas Longhorns are so garbage. They're so garbage. You know, even with that big white boy, he's nice too. I think his name is Schlesinger or something like that. The other white kid, he went to SMU. He could have been started, but he was a good addition to the program. I followed him, you know what I'm saying? I used to watch him a long time ago. That's how I know that this is not a Longhorn. You know what I'm saying? So, getting back to that, so it's all about worship. He promised us the fallen angels worship, because they knew they were going to be in trouble. They were just like a whole bunch of Dennis the Menaces. You know what I'm saying? They knew they were going to get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? But they said, fuck it, we could go ahead and get our worshipped on. And stuff like that. So they came down here and played whiteface, dressed up like, that's where the idea of Prince comes from. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know if they were wanting to be men or women. And it's sad and it's sick, really, because Hashatan in the Bible, you enjoyed Pete watching on Black Love on your mortal brother. He was there, a mortal brother. Both of them were perfect in every way. Of course, he had a lot more power because he was immortal. Adam and Eve, they were never created as immortal, but they were created as being perfect. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that works. That's how that works. And he's quite weird. I think he's always just been gay. Like, because I guess he felt like he enjoyed what the women felt out the deal better, because y'all came down here as whatchamacallits. You know what I'm saying? They came down here as whatchamacallits. You know what I'm saying? Like the great prophet Enoch, it was nothing for him and the people in those days who were the direct sons of Adam. Again, the prophet Enoch, that he was whitewashed to Enoch. And sorcerers try to deem it as witchcraft because they try to use sorcery to change the reality of the world. The Bible hadn't even been invented. The book of the prophets was just getting started out or whatever. He's one of the first authors of the book of the prophets, by the way. And he wasn't shocked to see an angel, but if you read the book of Enoch, you will see why I was whitewashed and then banished. And, you know, in the Bible, our prophets taught from it. It's just like Yahshua the Mashiach, the one y'all worship Giorgio though. Y'all worship shout out Mr. Lopez, you guys are Greeks. You know what I'm saying? They worship Giorgio. But yeah, getting back to the deity worship, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here, I'm doing my foot soles and shit. And I saw the guy when he pulled up, but shit, I ain't stealing nothing, shit. I'm looking at your weird ass deities and shit. Shit, fuck it, what the hell? Fuck, you got that shit on your house. But we're back into the BB&T. Anybody that's a true 80s baby, you know what I'm saying? I started kindergarten in the early, I ain't even gonna tell you, because then y'all be looking for me. Y'all already on some gay creepy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like JT said, you guys are spooky. So I ain't even gonna tell y'all that much, you know what I'm saying? Just know it's a man of valor behind the boys. You know what I'm saying? Big up, big up, big up. Shout out to Thompson's Kennel. Since y'all love to talk about the guard dog, shout out to Thompson's Kennel. I can get off the subject. Just shout out to Thompson's Kennel. Watchdog, Apbt, Watchdog Tug of War. And before I get back into what I really want to talk about, I've been stressing that to y'all the whole time. We'll talk about what I really want to talk about. You guys were used as tools. You know what I'm saying? Are you guys gonna show any hog footage? Like, I came in the door with hog footage. You know how girls, y'all have y'all little Barbie dolls and you got your little cooking equipment because your dogs can't really cut up meat and they're not predators. So y'all commend Puny Canine on his cooking utensils for gourmet cooking dog shows for gay dogs. And do you guys even have any accessories like armor and stuff? In the boot, they don't use too much armor. You know what I'm saying? They don't use too much armor. Cause y'all got some old dogs and some young dogs, man, and they play tug of war, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, old school watchdog, they play tug of war with meat, just like hyenas and even baby eagles, man. You know what I'm saying? They play tug of war with meat. You know, when that osprey brings that food in, and and the mother eagle and ospreys and hawks, they do it like that on purpose because they're showing their young how to be predators. But yeah, back to the sun god, who was really the devil, lucky Lucifer. He that's what that's about. When you got that moon, I don't know too much about the moon. What the moon comes into play when they try to alter the Sabbath day. So if a lot of people that think they're Seventh-day Adventists and they're worshiping on our Sabbath day, they're really not, because the Sabbath doesn't go by the sun. You know what I'm saying? So they try to make a creepy deity out of the moon as well. And that's something I have to study more to be approved, but I know the basis of that. I know it's all about being worshipped. So he wanted to be worshipped on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Judah worshiped the sun god on Sundays, knowing that it was his basically pretty much immortal brother who was already condemned and damned himself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the thing on that. So I'll be just showing y'all little deities. I've already showed you the little yard gnomes, the little imps. You know, if you look at some of these creepy white devil guys, and they're writers. These guys exist. I don't know their names. I forget their names, but I've studied and learned about them in different lessons with true prophets of Yah. And they always see these little ugly men. So that's what the gnomes represent. And with the Snow White and stuff like that, the seven dwarfs and stuff like that. So it's just all ways of being worshipped. But yeah, that's what that is. So like on the side of his, which birds would use things like that, and you can see it was little hay and grass and straw and other brush materials from trees and grass and stuff like that in there, because they do make little neat bird houses. Probably wasn't meant for a bird house, but you know how y'all's animals, they will improvise and make. It's just like birds come and get water from here. My dog, I don't really have him on the birds because I know the prophecy about the birds. You guys are going to be reprobate bird food, so I don't let them chase them a lot. But sometimes they try to get his little food that he spills, or if I don't have the crate turned away, they'll run up there and got their chance it like that. And he'll try to get them sometime. My boy Mussolini, my Kobe dog I had back home, oh, they couldn't do that at all. When he used to set up the kill for that. He had so much game and prey drive in him, man. That motherfucker, that boy used to be barking at the ants and his food, and to flip it over too. Flip that shit over and then start eating and be barking at the ants. But he got a lot of game in him. He trying to get bumblebees and stuff like that. It started out when I was a little, he was a little pup. I got pictures of him in my old apartment. And you can see that on my channel, Old School Watchdog Puppy, 2.5 months showing prey drive. And he banging on, you know what I'm saying? That's why you do stuff like that. I do like stuff like y'all do with spring poles and rags. I do it a little bit now. I just had him in a tree, grabbing a rag or whatever. But, you know, I do that a lot as puppies, you know what I'm saying? That's just showing them the way to have mouth and stuff like that. It's not going to prove that he had mouth. I didn't play that. I didn't make that video even to think I was going to do this. Wasn't in the truth and stuff then. Like I am now, but I always had glimpses. You know what I'm saying? You'll know if you want to y'all's true elect, because how your life will come together, and you'll see how some doors closed and open for a reason and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like that found as Sister Zahn. She just don't know it, from San Antonio, who is supposed to be a minister of the gospel. So many female ministers of the gospel here, and they have never read the book of Deuteronomy. I was talking to a young lady the other day, and maybe it's just not my place to even talk with certain people about those things. I'm not pushing anything on anybody, but it's just like one of the signs that the Most High says for his true elect. He's pinpointed to the whole world and to even the spirit world, even though they already know who his people is. That people just hate to hear the truth. And I don't cram anything about anything's throat. Just like I said, I lost. Wow, it's not about likes and subscribers, dumbasses. Wow, I have 40 likes. I have 40 subscribers and I lost one. I have 39. Wow. I'm going to get that check from YouTube now. I told you I ain't going to get no check from YouTube, man. If 3 people hear what I say and it pricks their heart, it could be any nationality. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with that shit. Like I said, you got to deal with your origins, period. I'm not the maker and the keeper of that. I'm not the keeper of days. My days fly by fast. My days fly by fast. That was prophesied too, so it's all good. But yeah, that's what that's about. So if you ever see if anybody that's a true 80s baby, you know what I'm saying? You remember them calendars from the bank, and they had the creepy suns on them and stuff like that. And I used to like to look at them, but they still were creepy, you know what I'm saying? Then they try to have it cartoony too. So that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? So like the sun is everything. The sun is everything. I am the sun god. I am Lucifer. I am Hashatan. Y'all are some weird fuckos, man. I ain't gonna say for y'all some weird sickos, man. Less than subhuman, man. A squirrel is worth more than you with no soul. The squirrels that my dog chase around the yard, getting in shape, by the way, looking good. Damn, that boy be looking good. That big old head. Y'all know when we was coming up, we was coming up, you know what I'm saying? You had to have your dog head chipped up, you know, when we was coming up. You know what I'm saying? We was coming up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they used to clip the tails on the pit bulls and boxers and stuff like that. I know some guys that did it up into the 90s off and on, you know, and I ain't call man out. He probably did that because when he was old enough to get a pit bull and stuff like he wanted to, and shit, he remembered that. But some of the bobtail, the pit bulls are like that. The bobtail pit bulls are like that. Mellow Yellow, good looking dog, off of Champion Slim Shady. Shout out to Cam too. You know what I'm saying? The big homie OG, he don't like that Cam. He don't like that Cam. They don't like that Duke. They don't like that Duke of Cam. Like the Duke is loose, man. Shit, the Duke is loose, man. Shit. The Duke is loose, man. Shit, he still wrecking hoes. He bred correctly, he's still out there wrecking hoes. It's just not in the woods of America like that. Like Brian's Red Devil, if you look up that website, beautiful dogs, beautiful pedigrees, and the prices is just pricey, you know. Starting out at $2,500. You know what I'm saying? It's cute how some people be in my shit, and you see them in my old shit, 'cause I be done moved on, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it for likes or if you really views anyway. If I drop a seed here, drop a seed there, you know what I'm saying? I'm still learning too, but the truth will always be. Like I said, I got to complete reading the book of Judah, but I know it wasn't good. We over here, ain't we? You know what I'm saying? But that's what they do, man. This is all about, this is a deity worshiping town, man. Wait till I get out and about and to these hotels. I'm gonna go to the hotel where I was at. Oh, let me get to my man. Yeah, they was harassing me so bad, man. The man already had diabetes. You know, some of these white people, I mean, they falling apart. They bred us in and out for a reason. They create the third races for a reason. Don't get offended anybody that's considered from a third race, because you were created for a reason, so you can go back to them and they can come back to you and get some of that animal gene out of them and some of that good stuff in them, and they using you for that too. You know what I'm saying? He went out there, he was out there harassing me so bad, and he tripped over the curb. I didn't see him, but I know about the time he done it. And he be out there, I can't even go to my car at night to get my stuff out of my car at work. He flashing lights in my face. He creeping like an old a hobbling ninja. He walking like this. I see him, so he'll be hobbling by me. I ain't paying no mind. So you know they got them high power flashlight. He a rent-a-cop type dude, old as shit. Falling apart, falling to pieces, old white man. And he'll get in the cut and flash the lights on me as soon as I get finished. And then this is what he said when I told the Mexican girls, but they were down with it too, but it was funny to him. I threw my hands, I didn't know what was going on, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get murdered either. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? I just seen dude walk by me. He posts up and flash a light in my face. I told the Mexican girls and I was telling them about it, and they supposedly got on them about it, but they was some old folk bitches too. I told her, did he know it was you? I said, yeah, he knew it was me. They said, how you know? 'Cause he told me just like this. I said, Dad, man, you know it's me and my dog. I recognize you and your dog. And they fell out laughing. That was something funny to them. But I was just telling them what happened, you know what I'm saying? But they was down with that shit too, man. It's another guy out there sick, falling to pieces. I don't wish death on nobody. Y'all is mighty. He might not even be alive, man. He out there living out there at the hotel in one of the smaller extended stay rooms, and he's a long time worker from out there, and he out there falling to pieces. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but to check on him. They just show a lot of extreme racism to me. I couldn't even hardly pay my tab. When they seen I paid and had that bread to pay my shit of the months in advance, you know what I'm saying? I was living off the land, and I just found the truth, and when everything hit the fan with that apartment, you know what I'm saying, which is another story, I moved in there, and they just took advantage because I gave them a big deposit. They would actually see me with my dog had the maintenance guys, they rushing me, everybody, the tenants and everything, complaining and shit like that. I got my dog on the leash. He's looking gorgeous with a gorgeous black man. You know what I'm saying? You got a gorgeous watchdog, and they just couldn't take it. You know what I'm saying? They want to pet my dog. I won't let them. But anyway, they try to set me up for the kill a lot of times. And I would actually have to pay my dog deposit twice. If I didn't pay it, I'm losing out on like $500-$600 at a time. Stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? So I figured out to just pay for a week in advance. But anyway, he out there slave patrolling. I guess he what he called himself doing. And he tripped over the curb with his sickly self, his sugar diabetes. I seen him one week round there limping around. Then he disappeared. Next time I seen that fucker, he was in a wheelchair. I'm gonna go around there, show y'all the side of this African dude. He trying to talk with me about the truth, and then going back telling the white people and the Mexicans. So they trying to make like I'm some type of religion. So that was the thing one time. I'm not on no type of any religion anyway. And the racial views that y'all talking about, a guilty dog will bark first. I have never addressed any racial views to y'all. Y'all just feel bad, stupid, and trying to have a bit of shame about yourself. But they said you're from a shameless nation, and they brought it up. So it was nothing they can do, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that know me, I know how to talk for myself well, you know what I'm saying? I have represented myself in courtrooms as best I can. I was at Tabor City, which they actually call the Rock. It's on the building. I was on a manufacturing drug rig there. That's how I got on the STG gang camp, where they called me Star. You know what I'm saying? And I was not in the gang, but I was on the STG camp. And I fought my way with carbon copies and just knowledge of the law. And I really supposed to be just getting out at that time, almost a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through some things now. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? No evidence, no witness, and I actually didn't do anything. But that's another story. I'm not going to get into things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I've been around the mulberry bush, and I wasn't the weasel because I didn't go pop. And that's simple as that. But yeah, this guy, I saw him again, and now he doesn't have a leg. But it was the son of Ham that was act like he was trying to learn things and find out things, and he was going back telling his masters, his conquistadorian masters and his white masters. You know what I'm saying? But the guy, I'm gonna try to go out there to that hotel and get to the laundry room where you'll see the Chiquitas in there. They got a whole deity worship set up for Jesus, like with bees and all type of shit and multiple pictures of Jesus. It's all Giorgio, and some of it he's having a heart in his hand, and he's got lamb and little kids or shit like that. They got all of them but the crystal ball one, the original one, the original painting of Giorgio that y'all worship. So that's how that works. And I'll go out there to like these different restaurants and show you these deity palaces. But that's it. Well, I could show you some more probably today. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out. Still kind of hot out here with it. They got, but the one I saw when the Mexican guy just pulled up on me and asked was I looking for something. That's where the Negroes and the Mexican people live at. And I think it's like probably a brother and his wife. There's like two brothers there, and the husband and the wife, and they're Mexican and black and stuff like that. But when different things happen, like if something happened, y'all forbid, but we in that time they're ravaging the land, and they had different lights on the deities, on the yard ornaments. They're the only ones showing, which I've seen lights on yard ornaments, but I see why they're there now. They'll make sure they're different colors, and the people, you know, solar panel is big, and you know it's gonna be big out here in Texas. But yeah, that guy, not wishing nothing bad on him. For anybody, I mean, shit, it is what it is. He was out here to harass her. He tripped over the curb. And they was the only one, they were just doing that to me. They would be so stupid. Even, like, they would see me and my dog. I would be coming from the store and stuff like that. I had my dog with me. And they'll be trying to talk to them. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to your dog. I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I be laughing at them. The Spanish guy or the French guy that took over for the guy, which he still stays out there. They probably looking out for him, or he using his pension to live out there. That's sad. You're a security cop, jail cop guy, and you work at the place, and you end up having to be a permanent resident there, which I think he had two places there anyway. And maintenance guys that had a little area, I guess, a room or two they should trick out of or whatever. The African guy and the Mexican guy and stuff like that. and they just hate to keep the sewer gases out these places. So everybody else's room was smelling bad. So I stayed on them and made them shampoo my carpet. 'Cause I know I had to be there for a while. Mike would still be there, but I just moved on to the next step. You know, that happens. You know what I'm saying? All's well that ends well. But yeah, man, that's what the African guy was doing. I seen him another time. I was meeting somebody in that area. Actually, I was doing my one of my pro demonstrations, and when I showed the dogs and I should have named the big difference, because people, you know, reprobates are crazy. There is a big difference. I proved all my points with the dogs, and I just use you guys as a tool. But and I was talking about him. Like I told him, I seen him. I supposed to been knocking his ass out, because he did some more bullshit ass shit out there too. But I let the shit ride or whatever. But like I told him, the Sons of Hammer be alright, as long as y'all get. I act like I was with it too, which I would help if I could. I said, we're gonna get them goddamn chinks out of Africa, man. The Sons of Hammer be alright. He laughing and smiling, looking right sodish. Where you at now, man? And where the dog at? I'm good. Shit, don't worry about me. That wasn't the last spot on earth, man. Shit, I go city to city, city to city. You know what I mean? You know how I do. You know what I'm saying? Spank to city to city. You know what I'm saying? Or at least town to town shit. This shit big as hell around here. But yeah, they crazy as hell, man. Hold on for a second. But yeah, back to the sun god. So that's why they had the little faces and the little cartoon faces. But they look creepy, detailed and featured like they're people, because that's the sun god. And these Mexican guys know that, man. When I show you all these Mexican skeleton heads, I can show you, I'm gonna be going to old people from my old apartment complex. I'm gonna take you to this white lady house. She got a half black son and stuff. They're cool like that. They love Jesus. She even know about Yah. But you still got all this skeleton shit, Mexican skeletons and shit like that. Christianity is nothing but sorcery and a way of deity worshiping. You know what I'm saying? You get the word several deities. That's why they had it. And I got beside a friend of myself. Donald Trump was talking about making sure when the coronavirus started that y'all could still worship Easter, which is the worship of Ishtar. I get into that, the Eastern Stars and the Masonics again, which I was when I was in my 20s as a young, well-to-do drug dealer, middle-class drug dealer. According to the state of North Carolina, the Masons tried to get at me, and I actually was trying to recruit for the Silver SARS. But none of that stuff never went down. And you know what I'm saying? That was for a reason. I mean, I didn't get initiated into anything or anything. Actually, the mail got hid. The initiation letter got hid from me. That's another story, another video. But yeah, that's what it is. So that's how they get people into thinking, like even the Seventh-day Pentecostal and stuff like that, which a lot of us stems from religion. So you know it's a trick of the devil or the lucky Lucifer guy. They use the sun and the moon tricks to make people think you worship it on the true Sabbath, which is on a Saturday, according to the ancients. And that's an actual fact. And they'll have you thinking the moon and the sun, they got the calendar set up to where you're really still worshiping on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? If you know anything about the tides and the lunar solstice and stuff like that, which I would have to brush up on it myself, but it's really third grade science. It's really third grade science. Up to like 5th grade science and shit like that. That's when you really learn about the summer solstice and stuff like that. But y'all get back up with y'all, man. Cause y'all know we feed good around here. I'm about to go ahead and feed up. And I be talking about that. I'm talking about me too. But he don't need to feed up. My big watchdog, he don't need to feed up. Yeah, he tired. He laying down. We done had a good walk early this morning. So you know what I'm saying? We'll examine. He said, be quiet. We do it like the Blair Witch. Shh, be quiet. We're gonna look at a real bulldog's head. How it's really supposed to look. He like, man, you keep showing me to these punk style ass dog, man. I'm gonna stop doing that, man. But my dog even know y'all some wizards. Beast of the Beast, Beast, that's all they do is make light and make movies of their own sorcery and our real spirituality. There's so many movies out there, you know what I'm saying, that express that. Harry Potter, like I was telling about the best of bestiality, he proves me right every time. They always prove me right. I was looking at the Chico. Well, I'm gonna get to him. Like I said, I've been taught lessons about Harry Potter and what it represents. Never been interested in that, and that's almost from my era. You know what I'm saying? I got a little age on me, but I look good. You know what I'm saying? So that was like in my late teenage years when that shit was out. In its height of its popularity when it first came out. And if you found out about his wand and found out about Hollywood that was in between Greek and Rome,